Okay guys, welcome back to my channel, Gino's Model Trains. This will be part 5 of the Reco station build. I've got both of the roof sections on, and you can see how the shingles turned out. Each one of these are individually made shingles. And I've got the roof cap on, and you can see once they're painted how they turn out, and then they'll look even better once we get the weathering chalks on them. But I just wanted to let you take a look at them after they've been painted. And I said, you're going to get some that move when you put the glue down, and it gives you that little weathered, battered look. Especially here in the South, we have a lot of storms, a lot of tornadoes, and most of the roofs get beaten and battered a lot. And about the only time you see a perfect one is when it's brand new. And what I use to paint these is just basic acrylic water based paint to get at Walmart. This is actually a plaid color. And I used it, I didn't water it down, I used it full strength, just brushed it on. And when you're painting your acrylic on, especially like on the roofs, what I do is usually I'll go from side to side first just to get my basic coat on. And then I'll come back once it's started to dry just a little bit and drag my brush down all the way across the roof like that. And it gives you little streaks, brush stroke streaks, I call them, I guess, on each individual panel. And it really makes it look real, especially using styrene. Now, you can also use balsa wood to do the shingles, and it turns out really well. It soaks up the paint a little bit better. But I just had styrene for this, and that's what I used. But the real thin balsa wood stuff works really well. And now the next step in this build is we're going to start on the office portion. What I want to do is use the pieces, the original pieces that came with the kit, and go ahead and cut out my walls for the ends and the two sides, and then we'll get that started and be back with you in just a moment. Okay guys, now I've got me another sheet of the evergreen lap siding, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to mark off my end pieces and go ahead and get those ready to cut, and then we're going to work on the two front and back pieces for the main office part of the station. And we're going to have to rearrange some windows and some doors is the main reason why we're not using the original pieces. But I'm just going to mark those off where I want to make my cuts. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and mark off that other piece while I'm here. And I've had a few comments on the shingles, and I may make another video just on that using the balsa wood as well as the styrene. I said it turns out really good once it gets weathered. I think you're going to like the look of it in the end. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and make my cuts on the pieces. I probably should have started on that end piece first, but a lot of this stuff is repetitive. I just want to kind of give you a little view of me cutting the pieces for some of you that haven't scratch built before. Or the new term I heard was kit scratch, which I really like that. It actually makes sense. That's a good little Good little name. You take a kit and you bash it. I have a feeling once we get on this other roof line, I may regret doing those handmade shingles, because this has got some funky angles to it. But it'll turn out. We'll make it work. And we're just going to pop it. I like the way this stuff pops apart. Makes it real easy to work with. If you've never scratch built before, don't be afraid of it. I was scared to death of it when I first started. But now I actually had to prefer to scratch build than I had to a kit. You just kind of put your own little niche to a project. And it really comes out well. Give me a little piece of sandpaper and just kind of knock off those edges a little bit. Now we'll test fit our pieces on our yeah. It's gonna look good. See, I made my little mark up top where I knew to keep my siding going in the right direction. That I made a whole building with the daggum siding upside down. Didn't realize it till after I got finished with it. It can be aggravating. Now I'm gonna have to move the center roof line to the center of this in order to square it up. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and draw my line to get the look of the prototype. Get my H. If you haven't got one of these, the HO scale rulers, this one's I got this one from Micro Scale. These are real handy to have. You can measure out everything to scale. We're gonna call that 5.5, or just a shade over 5.5. But you can measure right out to scale with it. It really comes in handy. Mark my center line. And then I'm just going to put the center line on the center of the, I don't know what you call that, gable, or somebody tell me. When it comes to housing terms, I'm not really to school. And then we'll get this ready, make our scribe marks, cut it. I hope this is not boring to y'all. I really love watching these build videos. And I may watch them 3 or 4 times, because every time I watch it, I see something that I didn't see the first time. I learn something new every time, and hopefully somebody will pick up on something out of this video that you can use in your structure builds and layout builds. I'm trying out a new microphone on this segment. I hope it makes the audio a little bit better. And hopefully this weekend I will have a new camera, and maybe the quality will go up on some of my future videos. I said I'm still learning. This is my first build video. I have not got the editing part down yet, and I apologize for that. But I am trying to learn, and hopefully in the future the quality will go up some. That's my goal. So y'all bear with me. I'm trying to do this in segments so the videos don't run that long. Let's see, we're just popping. If you scribe it, sometimes I have to rescribe because I don't scribe it deep enough. But normally it will pop right out. I'm still getting used to working with an overhead camera too. Let's see how that pops right out. And then that will go right there. And let me do this right. Or my siding will be upside down. I'll have to get another piece for that. I may be just a little short on this one. But anyway, you get the basic concept of cutting your walls and marking your scribe lines. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get the other side cut and get the mark off the doors and the windows where they're supposed to be on the prototype. And like I said, this is the look of the station that we're going after. And I'll get those scribed and cut out, and I'll come back with putting in the windows here in just a minute. Okay, guys, I've got all the walls cut, and what I've done, I've just taped them together and tried to just test fit, just to make sure we've got everything where it needs to be. You can kind of see that. And next step's going to be I'm going to take it back off and mark off the doors and the windows, and then we'll start on probably the last video in this build will be the roof line, and then the final showing. once it's complete. But it's coming along nicely. Once we get the roof on and get all the joints, you know, together and permanent, and put our trim on, I'm going to use some of this little evergreen V groove for my trim around the building on the ends. It'll help cover up the seams, and we're gonna put some of these eave trim pieces and really decorate it up, make it look good. I don't know if you can see those. Let me take them out of the package. It's gonna, once we get all the details on, it's gonna look. Those are made by Grant Line HO Scale. Those are eave pieces, and I've got some extra doors too. Also made by Grant Line. I like those. They've already got the frames. You just have to mark them, and then the door slides right in, and they go in real easy. I've had good luck with those in the past. Some more ease pieces. But I'm going to use the doors and the windows that came with the kit instead of replacing. They have some good detail. I'm going to clean out the flashing, get them cut, get them marked, get them set. And it's the same process as we used on the doors, and I don't want to be too repetitive on this, but I want to show you the test piece, the test fit of the walls for the office, and you can see where we marked off our center line, made our roof pieces. Try to get you a good view of everything here. I said I'm trying to still get used to working with a overhead camera. And see, there goes my tape. But this is going to be it for part 5, and hopefully part 6 we'll get everything together and we'll close this build out. But I appreciate you watching. Please like, subscribe, look me up on Facebook, search me Gino Sharp. I also have a Facebook page for my layout. That's all these builds will be going on. It's HO Scale Mineral Loop. You can search it on Facebook as well. I'll try to get the links up on the video, but again, I appreciate it. Thank you. See you next time.